Hello everybody and welcome back to Fenton Forest Farm, here in Farming Simulator 19, with me, CWATTYESO. I have got the bales picked up off of field 2, and I've got most of them transported to the area near the cows, where I had them previously. And these are the odd ones left, which I now have to, obviously, I am going to sell, get rid of. It is 6 AM in the morning, or just after. I have worked through the rest of the previous day off camera and done a lot of work around the farm to try and get things back to where I was prior to obviously updating the map to the new Fenton Forest map version. And I've been doing a lot of trying to put things back to how it was in the last video on the version 1 map. With obviously some little changes which I will take you and show you in a second, once we've got rid of the bales. Put this back in the shed, out the way. You'll probably already see a little bit of a change over there as we go by, but I'll show you that in obviously greater detail in a second. Park this back in here, out the way. Done with that for the time being. Right, let's take the, as we've got the 6R, let's go and give you a tour of the new farm. So as you come out of onto field 2, and this is when we obviously had my truck unloading courses, they would swing around here. Obviously I've put the wind turbine back in. I've also been down, like I say, I have narrowed the fields a bit, and I have been round with the tree trimmer, and I've removed trees to hopefully allow trucks, when they're unloading, to be able to drive around the courses. I've removed trees from down here and again narrowed the field, so there's a bit more room down here now for the trucks. What I'll probably end up having to do anyway is re-record all my unload courses and stuff like that, but I will hang fire on that until there is actually an update to course play that actually enables the Farming Simulator 19 version of Mode 2, and not keep using the old Farming Simulator 17 script and stuff, which is obviously a little bit outdated and has a few issues. So I've made this field a little bit narrower as well, again just to give me some more room down here with the trucks, so that they can obviously come, turn around and do all that good stuff. And then obviously been down here as well, removed all the trees that were kind of not in the water, just so I've got a bit more room again down here to drive, because I can't narrow this edge of the field because the terrain tools don't go to the edge of the field, because where the map border is, it's actually the invisible map borders are actually inside the field boundaries, so I can't actually paint an extra strip of grass down the edges of these fields, which is a bit of a shame. Let's go back. So I've obviously removed quite a few trees from the two bits that separate the fields, just so there's plenty of room for vehicles to drive around, specifically like my combine and stuff, making sure I can get through with the headers attached. And then obviously we go down here back to the area that I've been working very hard on off of camera to do all the terraforming and stuff to get that fixed. Obviously we've got our lovely turbine back where I placed it and purchased it. And then we're down here where I've made some changes, because obviously Stevie's already given us two greenhouses which are now fully stocked, manured up and that. I've put the 2 beehives back in. I've put a red cabbage greenhouse in. I've put a tomato greenhouse in. I've extended the concrete area here, obviously, where I'm going to be storing my bales and doing a lot of my TMR mixing and that. I've got the cabbage greenhouse over here, and the lettuce greenhouse over here. I've just done a normal pathway through, which links up to the main pathway here. And obviously, road out of the farm there. I've opened this area up again for the trucks that are doing the unloading courses. And then there's obviously the little path that swings around here past the cows and links back up with the main farm, designed mainly to allow obviously the tanker there when he's doing the slurry and digestate runs to be able to get in and out of the farm a lot easier. I've removed the trees from this area again and adjusted all of this. This area here, which is obviously quite nice, opens that up a bit again for when you're doing the slurry runs and that, and vehicles turning in and out of the farm. What I have done though is I haven't just completely chopped out trees galore like I did in the previous video. I've actually planted some back in, like the cows here. I've put a few trees into the cow pen, and I've left a few trees around the pond here just to give it a bit of features and effects. And I've also gone and placed a few trees along this area here where I've kind of thinned out trees. I've put some trees back in just a little bit close to the roadway. Trees that I've removed from basically this side in this area, I've put back in closer to the road, filling gaps. And obviously I've been down there, removed trees from that side of the field, removed trees from that side of the field, been all the way down to field 8, removed all the trees around field 8, so we can do quite an extensive bit of mowing around there. So I've done all that work off camera, and like I say, we've got the greenhouses in. I've got them manured up, watered up at the minute. This is obviously a new addition. This wasn't in the previous video, but I figured I'd add it. This is the cow TMR bunker. Basically, you put your silage and that in here, and it gets converted and fermented into TMR. Saves you having to mix hay and straw and stuff into it. So you can just come and dump loads of silage in there, give it a good squashing, and then you get TMR output. Cuts out a production step really. And then I've put in this nice little shed. This little shed from a mod pack. So I've got another shed here to put vehicles and stuff in and keep vehicles in. I'm thinking probably the 30 mix. Maybe the fast track can live in here, as they tend to be my animal wagons and stuff. And yeah, got the beehives, as I say. Got an auto-load trailer. I do need to empty the bales off of that and get them sold, because they're the ones that Stevie starts you with over where I've got the potato and sugarcane harvesters and everything all fitted up. Right, quick look then. How are we doing this morning with the animals? Pigs are okay. Sheep are okay. Chickens are okay. Cows need water and straw, don't they always? And the horses are okay. Right, so we'll get the water and straw taken care of then for the cows. They seem to use an awful lot of water and straw since the update. That's one thing I am kind of noticing, and maybe that's one of the things that maybe has broken Stevie's map. I know he has, like I say, he has had to basically remove these pens because they were getting crashes and stuff, but I'm not having crashes, so I'm sticking as I am. What's loaded in this? There is some water in this. Okay, so I'll go and empty this first of all into the cows. it's only 2,818 litres, so it won't fill them, but it should hopefully give me a chance to bring that little tanker down here and that's emptied, so that can be reused now for slurry and stuff, which will be very nice. Okay, grab the fast track. I can obviously move the hay bales a bit and straw bales, get them moved and put somewhere else. Let's go feed the cows, some water. I've also done what I did with the pond there, Stevie's pond. I've dropped down one of the mod hub pond things on the top just to expand the fill area around that pond, because obviously that actual tanker can't fill up from it because the trigger's too low. The fill water trigger is far too low. Plus I've lowered it, I've made the pond a lot deeper, so definitely don't drive through it now, would be my recommendations to anybody. Hence why kind of why I've put the road round it, to convince people to drive the course properly, not drive through the water. So yeah, I have put down a Giant's Mod Hub pond store thing here on top of Stevie's just to fill this up, because as I say, I have made it deeper. If I start to reverse back, look at that, look, the tanker practically completely disappears. But it does make it obviously filling a lot easier from it. Probably see, look, you can see there's the Giant's water level there, and there's Stevie's below it. So Stevie's is still there, and it's just underneath. Because I've obviously lowered the terrain in this area. I did smooth it out a little bit around where the trees were and that before I put down the placeables and stuff, but yeah, we've added some stuff back to our farm now. It's looking a bit like it was when I left the last proper Let's Play video. Grass we can harvest in a bit on field 8, which means we can do our hay, and obviously the other fields 9, 10, 7 and 6 are growing. I've been around a few of these fields. I don't recall going around field 6, however. Obviously we need to get stuff planted on those fields, so we need to get these cultivated is the next step. Get all those fields cultivated, and then we can get planted and get stuff planted back on them, get stuff growing. You horses want a bit of a drink? Just quickly. We go too far. No more capacity. Okay, your fault. Okay, I accept my horses. That's fine. We'll check the sheep. Just gone 7 AM in game, so I did start a little bit early today with the work on the farm. But as I say, we've got a lot to do to get back to where we was in the Let's Play series, because obviously there's been a lot of changes and we've had to reset a lot of our progress, especially all our fields have been set. So they're all going to, like I say, even when I harvest the fields across the road, they're going to want... I've put the pig food silo bunker thing back in as well. The sheep are spawning wool. I know I was a bit concerned in the last episode when an empty pallet appeared, and I was like, oh god, is that broken? Is that not going to work? It worked fine. It's just the sheep were only producing, what was it? Had only produced 2 litres of wool at that point, so it didn't actually put a wool bundle in the pallet. The pallet looked empty, but they were just very slow at getting started, because obviously I hadn't filled them up with water. Right. We are going to now get some straw, and I'm going to use obviously the little auger wagon for that, because that works quite well. Stop driving into the animal pens. And then we can get to cultivating, and we can hire some normal game workers to assist with that aspect. Maybe we'll see a return of Helper Helgi. Like I say, if you do want to become a named helper in the game as a subscriber, you're welcome to do so, but you have to leave a subscriber task or contract request first to be eligible. Right, here we go then. In here. Let's go for some straw, shall we? Have we got any pig food in here? No. I need to make some pig food, but that means I'm going to need some corn. I'm going to need to put some corn in the silo. $50,000 litres of straw in here. That should keep us running for a while. Chilling tyres on this bad boy now. All of that filled. They are slowly producing manure for me, which is nice. The turning circle on this isn't very great. This auger wagon. Do the horses, we'll give them a splash and dash, and then the pigs, well, we've got the auger wagon. Yeah, there's no like steering angle on this, so it kind of turns funny. Can't turn stunt. You have to go on a kind of like a wide curve with it. No, piggies have successfully consumed all of, well, pretty much all of the straw. I've got 6,000 litres left. So I'll go put this back in the shed. Get cracking with the field work. Like small inputs, small steering inputs work better than great big wheeks on the analog stick. I've noticed. Right, let's pull this back. Right, so we're going to do cultivating. So we'll check and see which of our vehicles is rated for the cultivator. Again, I drive into the horse manure pen. that actually. Let's put him in the shed. We bought a shed for a reason, didn't we? Put our fast track in the shed. Happy home. I think this building is kind of in keeping with the other farm buildings. It's got a similar sort of look to it. It's not an SCS modding, Bernie SCS mod though. It's not modding well. It's from another placeable mod pack thing that I've got. Right, cultivator time. Let's have a look then. What is our cultivator rated at? 360 horsepower. That rules out the 7R straight away. And it probably rules out the... oh, the T8 works. A T7. Okay. We'll go grab the T8 then. We'll grab the Joker. T7. T8. The T7 and T8, I'm already thinking I'm going to have issues telling apart, just looking at them. Bit like the John Deere 8R and the John Deere 7R. I'm already having that issue telling those two apart. Just on a look. But obviously you don't want to get it wrong because there is quite a significant horsepower difference between the tractors. And I do mean significant horsepower difference. Like you say, the 8R and the 7R jumps from... The 7R is like 352 horsepower. And the 8R goes up to over 500. That's a huge jump between series. Especially when you consider the 6R to 7R is only 52 horsepower difference. The 6R is 300 horsepower. Bit weird. Going to lower this down. And I'm going to let a normal worker, not bothering the course plate on this stuff. So a normal worker who is Helper Charlie. Hello Charlie. Welcome to the farm. Enjoy your time here on Fenton Forest. Try not to miss bits of the field. And I'll come back and catch up with you later. Right, let's go. Remember to turn the lights off, otherwise you'll flatten the battery. Right, we're going to mow field 8. I'll remember to unpark it as I do this. Now, do I attach the tether to it as well? Or is that just going to make things complicated? Might make things complicated. What I am going to do is wide swath drop. I'm not going to narrow swath drop this time. I'm going to wide swath drop, I'm going to TED, and then I'm going to windrow. And then obviously I'm going to get round hay bales. And then obviously we'll have plenty then for chucking into the TMR, mixing into the cow food, get those put back where they need to be. Not daytime-ish yet, it's still a bit dusky, isn't it? It's still a bit, even though it's 7:15 in the morning, the sun isn't really that bright, it's still a bit dark and gloomy. I hope it gets brighter as the day goes on. In New Holland. Rapidly working away on the field. Okay, so I'm going to lower that down. Put my whole window on, make sure I select the right work mode. Widespreading. Right, open course play. Field work. Now this is where I have to try and remember what the crone is. Which track, because I've got a load now. I think it's 9.5. I think it's that one. Starts over there, goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Then he does round the outsides, round the outsides, round the outsides. Does he do round the outsides? Looks like he does do round the outsides. Right, we'll do first waypoint, drive course. Turn on field is going to be deactivated. We don't need you to turn on the field. You should be alright now, because like I say, there's no trees to get in your way. Because I've removed loads of them. And I've removed quite a few from down the edges of the field as well, the roadside, where it's a little bit close and tight on a couple of occasions. But I have put in, like I say, put some trees back in to replace trees I've cut out, but I've put like birches, like the birches and that back in, and like trees like that, and the maples and stuff, rather than the spruces and fir trees that I've removed, just to give us a little bit of difference. Well, he's going to be quite happy to mow, or she's going to be quite happy to mow. Helper Peyton, so even Courseplay does use the names as well. So Peyton, we always seem to get the female workers, don't we? Now obviously there's an issue in the fact I've only got the one cultivator. And I need to cultivate multiple fields. So you know what? Let's hire another cultivator. What can we go for? I don't really want another... It's going to be in disc harrows, isn't it? 12.2, that's the one we've got. That's the one we've... You know what, let's go for a Gigant. That's going to need 400 horsepower, so that's going to need the AR on it. You know what? We will, as we get the option to customise it, we will do. And we'll lease it. We will get it delivered to the store, the farm, because I ain't driving all the way to the shop for it. Right, AR. Let's go. Let's get you cultivating. We'll start on field 2, we'll then go down to field 3, and then we'll do field 5. And that should see us quite happily to completion. Helper Parker. Again, that's another nice lady. We're just getting all the ladies today, aren't we? We've all got that sort of Rose Namajunas haircut going on, which is a bit weird. Yeah, they're going to cultivate, he'll cultivate, or she'll cultivate that field, then we'll get her down onto field 3, because obviously I want to get to 2-stage fertilising when we do the, you know, that thing we do, seeding. We want to hit 2-stage fertilisation when we seed. Okay, so who's going to do what then? Now, I'm going to have you pull the tedder, I think. Simply because you've got the twin wheels. I could probably have the 7R run round then doing the windrowing. Although that seems an awful lot to do windrowing, but awful lot of tractor to use on windrowing, but hey, it is what it is. I don't have a 6M John Deere yet. I could get a 6M, but it seems a bit weak and pointless. But perhaps it's something we need to have for doing this like grass work and stuff. It could be useful. Pulling balers, tedding, windrowing, all that good stuff. Because I've made all my grass tools, obviously the lovely John Deere green and yellow, I can't really put the New Hollands onto doing grass work now. I've kind of locked myself out of that. I know in the in previous, obviously previous videos, I've used the fence to do the that kind of work, but because he's going to do his headlands, and I don't want you doing messing that up really. So yeah, in the previous Let's Plays, obviously I used the fence because they were green to do grass stuff. I can't really put the New Hollands onto grass work because they're bright yellow. There's our lizard. I was thinking we need to get some pig food on the go. So I may actually take the John Deere, grab the Joskin trailer. What do I have to put in the silo? Let's check. I think it's corn. Check. So I don't put the wrong things in there. Potatoes, sugar beet, or sugar cane. Okay, so it's not corn then. Good job I didn't go grabbing a load of corn, because that would have been a disaster. I would have had to have scooped it all out again. We'll grab a trailer full of potatoes and a trailer full of sugar beets, and then we'll go and start compacting and fermenting those to make into pig food, because the pigs need a lot of pig food. It's going to take a lot to fill their troughs because they're already on 215,000 litres, look, and they're about half empty. I'm guessing they're going to need close to 500,000 litres of food to keep their troughs full. Which is a lot of food. So we need sugar beets. So we have got sugar beets growing on some of the fields across the road, which I then need to obviously sort out and get back to what they were. Guess it does free me up though, by having everything kind of reset. I could now actually do a cotton harvest on a field. I could get some cotton planted, couldn't I? Something we've not done before. Right, so I'm going to put these in the silo. Probably get the T9 to come and squish them. I haven't bothered landscaping and terraforming. In front of the pig food silo, I might just leave that as it is, rather than putting like a road in or something. Some potatoes. $64,000 litres of potatoes. So that's 128,000 litres going into the silo. That should keep us going for a little bit. And just test, obviously make sure that it does work properly and it does ferment stuff into pig food correctly. There we go. Trailer put back. And bring the T9 over and do some squishing. Of course, I'm wondering why it's taking so long to get light. I haven't got the time scale on right, have I? I'm still thinking, yeah, it's still gloomy and morning. Helps if you accelerate the time a little bit. Obviously, I had it at one times normal speed, real time, basically. Then, whilst I was doing me landscaping, terraforming, and tree removal, just so I could get it all done in one evening. So I'd be ready to start today's Let's Play properly, doing the work we need to do. Oh, balls. Drop the right, so then we'll put this back in the shed and we'll park it in its allotted space, which is going to be this middle one. The 8R can go on the left, the 6R on the right. I do get in the habit of putting them back in the wrong place. I need to stop doing that. Right, let's go grab the T9. Big squishy. We'll disable the differentials so we can do the squishing. I need that window open so I can see. Squish! I've gone a little bit too close to the silo wall there. I probably should get a bit of a leveler to help do this. Although we are squishing quite well. Squish, 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 squish. Making mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes and stew. Squishy potatoes, squishy potatoes, squishy potatoes too. Nearly done. 100%. Blanket the silo. Pig food is in production. Woohoo! Alright, so that'll take a while to ferment, a couple of days. Put the T9 back. There we go. 1T9 back in the shed. Right, let's have a look then. He's now doing his headland. Pretty cool. He's nearly done the last of his cultivating on field 2. New Holland Charlie is still going on to the field 1. Fenton is still doing headlands. I think she's got one more to do. So what we'll do, we'll move Parker here down to field 5, because that's a big field. Or shall I say, I'll move the tractor down to field 5, hire another worker, get them working on field 5. And then once Charlie is finished over on field 1, we'll bring the New Holland and the Joker down and get back doing field 3. As field 3 is a little bit smaller. And then we're ready to do some seeding and get the seeding aspect of our farm back into, like I say, probably end up doing a cotton harvest on a field somewhere. I'm not sure which one. Because obviously field 3 is going to be sugar beets and potatoes. I don't know if I want to do cotton on field 2 or 5 because they're so big. It would take years to harvest a field. I mean, field 3 is not that small really when you look at it like this. I think it's a small field, but it's still pretty meaty, isn't it? I don't know. We'll do cotton somewhere. We'll do cotton on one of the fields. Cultivator. And that is helper Peyton. I'm sure I've already got a Peyton working on my farm. yeah, got a patent already doing the crone mowing, although she's just finished. So we can stop now. We can do that. We will put it back onto swath dropping, ready for next time. We can take this back to the farm. Get rid of it. Park it back up. We can get the windrower going. And then obviously I can bring the 7R down with the tedder. Not the tedder. The windrower. To get all nicely windrowed. And then we can bring the baler down. The round baler. Do some hay bales. So we've got some back in the cow area ready to do feeding and stuff. So what I'll do, I'll carry on with all this stuff, let the cultivators carry on, get the hay bales and stuff done and everything, and then when I come back for the next video we'll be in a position where we're going to be making our decisions on crops and obviously what we're going to be seeding and planting. So please feel free to leave your subscriber contracts, requests, tasks, that sort of thing in the comment section down below, and I will then be able to get on and do some of those as the series continues. Also means that you guys are more involved in the series, because then it's not just me picking what we're planting and harvesting all the time. So please go ahead, click that like button if you've not already done so during this video. Feel free to share the video wherever you see fit. It obviously helps spread the word of my videos and my channel. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions or feedback, feel free to drop them in the comment section below the video. If you're not already a subscriber of the channel, go ahead, click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny, it's 100% free. There's not a lot of things in this life that are free, but subscribing to my channel is one of them. And I will see you all again here on the Fenton Forest Farm in the next video. So for now, from me, CWATTYESO, it's goodbye.